Most people run from pain like it's a curse. They numb it, they hide from it, they pray it goes away. But let me tell you the truth, the very pain you're avoiding is the one thing that could make you unstoppable. Today, I'm going to show you how to conquer pain so you can finally command your life. Listen, life is not about comfort, it's about growth. And growth never comes without pain. You think champions get where they are by avoiding struggle. Hell no. They embrace it, they live in it, they make pain their best friend. If you want to take control of your life, you've got to stop fearing pain and start using it as fuel. So let's break it down. Pain isn't here to destroy you. It's here to teach you. Every ache, every struggle, every sleepless night, it's feedback. It's the world saying, you're alive, you're in the fight. You can run from it and stay weak, or you can face it and become unbreakable. Once you conquer pain, nothing controls you anymore. Life can throw storms, failures, heartbreaks, and you'll still rise because you've trained yourself to thrive in suffering. That's when you truly command your life, not because it's easy, but because you've made pain your greatest weapon. Most people spend their whole damn lives running from pain. They treat pain like it's some disease, like it's the enemy. But here's the truth nobody wants to hear. Pain is the greatest teacher you'll ever have in your life. You don't learn anything from comfort. You don't learn anything when everything is easy. You don't grow when the world is handing you everything on a silver platter. You grow when you're tested. You grow when life is trying to break you and you still choose to stand. Think about it. The best lessons you've ever learned in life didn't come when you were happy, when everything was smooth, when you had no problems. The real lessons came when you were broken, when you were down, when you had nothing left and still found a way to keep moving. Pain carves wisdom into your bones. Pain builds calusas on your soul. Pain is not here to destroy you, it's here to shape you. But the problem is, most people don't want to hear that. Most people want shortcuts. They want success without struggle, without sweat, victory without sacrifice. That's why they stay stuck. Because the moment pain knocks on their door, they shut down, they run away, they quit. And quitting becomes a habit. Avoiding pain becomes their lifestyle. And then they wake up years later wondering why they're still weak, why they're still lost, why they never became the person they dreamed of becoming. I need you to understand something. Pain is feedback. When you go into the gym and your muscles burn, that pain is telling you you're breaking down the old you to build a stronger you. When you wake up at 4 a.m. and your body is screaming to go back to bed, that pain is telling you that you're making a choice to be different from everybody else still sleeping. When you run on the road and your lungs are on fire, that pain is reminding you that you're alive, that you're pushing your limits, that you're creating a new standard for yourself. See, pain doesn't lie, comfort lies. Comfort tells you you're fine just the way you are. Comfort whispers in your ear that you don't need to change, that you can just take it easy, that you can settle. Pain doesn't do that. Pain looks you in the eye and says, you're not there yet. You've got more in you. You can go further. You can be tougher. You can be greater. Pain is honest. Pain is real. And that's why it's the best teacher. But here's the thing. Most people hate honesty. They don't want to face it. They don't want to hear the truth about how weak they become. So they numb their pain. They drink, they smoke, they scroll on their phones. They distract themselves with nonsense just so they don't have to feel it. But guess what? That pain doesn't disappear. It just sits inside you, waiting, growing, eating you alive from the inside out. Until one day you can't ignore it anymore. And by then it's too late. The strongest people you've ever seen are not the ones who avoided pain. They're the ones who looked pain in the face and said, let's go. They're the ones who embraced the suffering, who took the punches, who walked through the fire and came out sharper, stronger, unbreakable. They understood that every painful moment was a lesson. Every struggle was a gift in disguise. Every setback was an opportunity to learn. You want to be strong. You want to be respected. You want to build a life you're proud of. Stop treating pain like your enemy and start treating it like your mentor. When life hurts, listen to it. When you fail, study it. When you fall, get back up and ask, what did this teach me? Because every painful experience carries a lesson that comfort could never give you. Pain teaches you patience when nothing goes your way. Pain teaches you humility when your ego gets too big. Pain teaches you focus when distractions are pulling you apart. Pain teaches you resilience when life keeps knocking you down. And if you pay attention, if you stop running and actually embrace it, pain will teach you how to survive, how to grow, and ultimately how to win. You see, everybody wants to command their life. Everybody wants control, freedom, power, success. But they want it without the grind, without the suffering, without the sleepless nights, without the blood, sweat, and tears. That's not how it works. Pain is the price you pay for becoming the person you're meant to be. It's the toll at the gate of greatness. And if you're too scared to pay it, you'll never cross through. Stop asking for an easy life. Start asking for the strength to handle a hard one. Stop praying for less problems. Start praying for more resilience. Stop wishing for comfort. Start chasing the lessons that only pain can give you. Because in the end, the difference between the weak and the strong, the average and the great, the forgotten and the legendary, it's not talent, it's not luck, it's not some magic gift. It's the relationship they built with pain. The weak run from it, the strong learn from it. And the great conquer it. Comfort is the silent killer. You don't even notice it destroying you until years pass by and you look back at your life wondering why nothing changed. Comfort whispers to you every morning when the alarm goes off. It tells you, just sleep a little longer. It talks to you every time you're supposed to hit the gym. It says, you worked hard yesterday. Take it easy today. Comfort is that soft couch, that extra slice of pizza, that lazy afternoon where you choose Netflix over grinding. And the problem is, comfort feels good in the moment, but it robs you of the life you were supposed to live. Discipline is the exact opposite. Discipline doesn't feel good at the moment. It hurts, it burns, it stretches you. Discipline is waking up when your body begs for more sleep. Discipline is pushing your reps when your muscles are screaming for you to stop. Discipline is saying no to what's easy and yes to what's hard. Not because it's fun, but because it's necessary. Comfort is temporary pleasure. Discipline is permanent freedom. People always ask, David, how do you stay motivated? I tell them, I don't. Motivation comes and goes. It's unreliable. Some days you feel like a beast. Other days you feel like garbage. But discipline doesn't care how you feel. Discipline shows up whether you're tired, whether you're broken, whether you're bored. Motivation is a mood. Discipline is a decision. And that's the difference between the people who talk about changing their lives and the ones who actually do it. The truth is, comfort has been lying to you your whole life. It tells you you're fine just the way you are. It convinces you that average is acceptable. It seduces you with cheap dopamine hits that make you feel satisfied for 5 minutes but empty for 5 years. That's why discipline is the cure. Discipline destroys comfort's lies. Discipline forces you to face the hard reality that if you don't put in the work, nothing will change. And once you start choosing discipline over comfort, you start taking your life back. Think about it like this. Every day you're in a battle. On one side is comfort, easy choices, laziness, excuses. On the other side is discipline, hard work, sacrifice, consistency. Every decision you make is a vote. Every time you hit snooze, you vote for comfort. Every time you push yourself out of bed, you vote for discipline. And over time, those votes add up. You either build a weak, soft, regret-filled life or you build a strong, focused, resilient one. The choice is yours, you see. People love to glorify the grind when it looks glamorous. They see the six-pack, the medals, the money, the fame. What they don't see is the thousands of mornings where discipline crushed comfort. They don't see the nights where you go hungry because you stuck to your plan. They don't see the sweat dripping off your face when nobody's watching. They don't see the tears, the doubts, the sacrifices. Discipline is lonely. It's ruthless. It's uncomfortable. But that's the point. Growth doesn't happen in comfort zones. Growth happens in the trenches where nobody else wants to go. Comfort keeps you the same. Discipline transforms you. Comfort makes you fragile. Discipline makes you unbreakable. Comfort gives you excuses. Discipline gives you results. That's why you have to rewire your brain to stop chasing comfort and start chasing discomfort. When something feels hard, lean into it. When your mind tells you to quit, push harder. When your body begs you to stop, prove it wrong. That's discipline. That's how you win. Let me make this real simple. Comfort is the pain of regret. Discipline is the pain of progress. You're going to experience pain either way, but one pain gives you pride and the other leaves you empty. You think sitting on the couch all day feels good now. Wait until 10 years pass and you realize you wasted your potential. That's a pain. You think going for that run, lifting that weight, grinding through that project feels painful now. Wait until you see who you become because of it. That's pride. You've got to choose your pain. Discipline is not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. You don't win by doing the right thing once in a while. You win by doing it every single day, especially on the days you don't want to. That's when it counts. Anybody can work hard when they feel good. The real test is when you're tired, when you're broken, when life is beating you down. If you can still show up then, if you can still put in the work when everything in you wants to quit, that's real discipline. And once you build it, discipline becomes freedom. Freedom from laziness. Freedom from regret. Freedom from weakness. Freedom from being controlled by your feelings. Most people are slaves to their emotions. They only move when they feel like it. But when you build discipline, you control your emotions instead of being controlled by them. You become the master of your own life. That's the ultimate power. Comfort is everywhere in today's world. Everything is designed to make you soft. Food delivered in minutes. Entertainment in your pocket. Air conditioning when it's hot. Heat when it's cold. We're drowning in comfort, and that's why people are weaker than ever. But if you want to separate yourself, if you want to rise above average, you've got to go against the grain. You've got to create discomfort on purpose. You've got to train your mind to crave the hard things. Because the harder it is, the stronger you become. Most people don't understand what it means to call the mind. They think toughness is something you're born with, some gift, some genetic advantage. That's bullshit. Nobody comes out of the womb unbreakable. Life makes you tough if you let it. And the only way it does that is by rubbing your weaknesses raw until you build calluses over them. Just like your hands get hard after lifting weights or swinging a hammer every single day. When I started running, my feet were bleeding, blistered, torn up. Every step felt like fire. Most people quit there. Most people say, this isn't for me. This hurts too much. But I kept going. Day after day, the same pain, the same burning, the same blisters. Until one day, my feet got tougher. They hardened, they adapted. And what used to tear me apart became normal. That's what it means to call the mind. You take what hurts and you face it so many times that it loses its power over you. Life is the same way. Every failure, every rejection, every hardship, those are the blisters of the mind. They sting, they ache, they make you want to quit. But if you lean into them instead of running away, if you take those hits over and over again, your mind starts to change. It stops being fragile. It stops breaking every time things get hard. You stop being controlled by pain and you start controlling how you respond to it. Most people never get there because they're obsessed with comfort. The second something hurts, they back off. The second life gets tough, they shut down. And what happens? Their mind stays soft. Their emotions stay fragile. They can't handle adversity because they've never trained for it. You can't build mental calluses scrolling your phone. You can't build mental calluses being watching shows, avoiding hard work, avoiding failure. You build them by walking straight into the storm over and over until the storm doesn't scare you anymore. You've got to put yourself in situations that break you down because that's the only way you get stronger. You've got to do things that make you uncomfortable, things that terrify you, things you suck at. That's how you train your mind. That's how you call your spirit. Every time you push through fear, every time you keep going when you're tired, every time you stay in the fight, when you want to tap out, you're layering another callus on your mind. And eventually, you build a mental armor so strong that nothing can penetrate it. People ask me, David, how do you stay so tough? I tell them, it wasn't always like this. I used to be soft. I used to be broken. I used to run from pain just like everybody else. But I got tired of being weak. I got tired of being a prisoner to my own mind. So I started chasing the pain instead of avoiding it. I started doing the things I hated, the things I was afraid of, the things that made me want to quit. And over time, those things stopped owning me. I owned them. That's what mental collusing does. It flips the script. When your mind is collused, failure doesn't stop you. It fuels you. Criticism doesn't break you. It sharpens you. Pain doesn't control you. It strengthens you. You stop being a victim of your circumstances and you start being the master of them. You start living on your own terms because nothing outside of you has the power to crush you anymore. But here's the thing, building mental calluses is not a one-time job. Just like muscles shrink, if you stop training, your mind gets soft. If you stop testing it, you've got to keep going back into the fire. Keep putting yourself in tough spots. Keep stretching your limits. You've got to make discomfort with your daily diet. That's how you maintain the edge. That's how you stay hard. Most people don't want that life. They want it easy. They want to be safe. They want to be predictable. And that's why they'll never understand what true freedom feels like. Because freedom doesn't come from avoiding pain. Freedom comes from facing it until it doesn't scare you anymore. Freedom comes from building so many calluses on your mind that nothing can break you down. You've got to decide, do you want to live fragile, soft, breakable? Or do you want to build a mind so tough that life can throw its worst at you and you'll still be standing? That's the choice. That's the test. And only the ones willing to suffer, only the ones willing to embrace the grind, only the ones willing to call out their minds every single day will ever know what it feels like to be unshakable. Most people spend their lives running from pain, trying to hide from it, trying to numb it, trying to pray it goes away. And because of that, they never own their lives. They never take control. They live as prisoners, chained by fear, chained by weakness, chained by excuses. You can't command your life if pain commands you. The only way you dominate life is by mastering pain, by making it your weapon instead of your enemy. Think about it. Every great achievement in human history has come through pain. Soldiers bleeding on the battlefield. Athletes pushing their bodies past breaking points. Leaders carrying the weight of responsibility that crushes most people. Pain was always there, but the difference is they didn't bow to it. They learned to use it. They turned pain into focus, into discipline, into fuel. That's what separates champions from the rest. Pain is going to find you no matter what. You can't escape it. You can avoid the gym, but you won't avoid the pain of regret when you look in the mirror and hate what you see. You can avoid hard work, but you won't avoid the pain of staying broke, staying stuck, staying average. You can avoid sacrifice, but you won't avoid the pain of knowing you wasted your potential. One way or another, pain is coming. The question is, are you going to let it own you, or are you going to master it and use it to own your life? When you master pain, you stop fearing it. You welcome it. You look at pain and say, come with me, because you're going to make me sharper. You're going to make me stronger. You're going to make me unstoppable. Most people crumble when life gets tough, but the ones who dominate life are the ones who lean into that toughness and say, this is exactly where I belong. Mastering pain is not about enjoying suffering. It's about understanding its purpose. Every time you suffer, you're building armor. Every time you push through pain, you're carving a new level of resilience into your soul. Every painful rep, every long run, every sleepless night you grind through, it's all proof that you're becoming more than you were yesterday. And the day will come when things that used to break you no longer have power over you. That's mastery. You've got to stop looking at pain as a punishment and start seeing it as a process. Every time you get hurt, every time you fail, every time life smashes you in the face, it's a process of becoming someone tougher. People think mastery is about controlling the world around them. No, mastery is about controlling the world inside you. You don't get to decide how hard life hits, but you do get to decide if you'll get back up. You do get to decide if you use that pain to rise or to sink. That's where real control comes from. The truth is, when you master pain, you master fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of judgment. They all lose their grip. Because once you've been through real suffering and survived, nothing else can scare you. Once you've walked through hell and kept going, you stop worrying about what other people think. You stop worrying about what might go wrong. You've already faced the fire and you know you can handle it. That's the kind of strength that lets you command your life. Most people want control without sacrifice. They want freedom without struggle. They want the reward without the grind. That's why they stay stuck. Life doesn't hand over power to the weak. Life bows to the ones who earn it. And you earn it by taking everything life throws at you and turning it into fuel. Pain becomes your power source. Discipline becomes your weapon. Resilience becomes your armor. And when you put that all together, you don't just survive life, you dominate it. You want to know what mastery really looks like? It's waking up every day knowing the day is going to hurt and doing it anyway. It's looking at obstacles not as problems, but as opportunities to get tougher. It's refusing to let circumstances dictate who you are. It's standing tall when everybody else is on their knees. It's thriving in the very suffering that destroys other people. That's what it means to master pain. That's what it means to command life. When you stop letting pain control you, you become untouchable. Nothing outside of you can take away your drive. Nothing can break your focus. Nothing can steal your fight, because you've built yourself from the inside out, layer by layer, scar by scar, until you're unshakable. That's when you stop living like a victim. That's when you stop begging for easy days. That's when you look life in the eye and say, no matter what you throw at me, I will not break. I will not quit. I will not bow. And when you reach that point, you're not just living anymore, you're dominating. Listen, life isn't about waiting for things to get easier. It's about getting harder on yourself. Every single day is a test and pain is the examiner. You can't cheat it. You can't fake it. You can't run from it, but you can conquer it. And once you conquer pain, you unlock a level of control over your life that most people will never know. This is not about talent. It's not about luck. It's not about circumstances. It's about discipline, grit, and the relentless decision to keep moving when everything in you screams to quit. The pain you run from today will own you tomorrow, but the pain you master today will make you unstoppable tomorrow. So stop looking for the easy path. Stop waiting for someone to come and save you. Stop letting pain dictate who you are. Step up, face it head on, and use it. Let it sharpen you. Let it fuel you. Let it make you dangerous. Conquer pain, and you don't just survive, you dominate. Conquer pain, and you don't just live, you command life.